And you for me. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Monday night. Welcome to MCU Mondays. We are so glad that you're here. Debbie, are we on? It says live and recording. Are we good?
Yes,
Awesome.
for once.
I think I know what the issue is, and I'll talk to you offline about that one, but I think I figured it out. But that's neither here nor there. We are here
Well,
tonight.
hell, it happens to Dana too, so
I know, and I think, like I said, I think I figured out what the issue is, but I'm not for sure. I'm not 100% for certain, but maybe we'll see. Well, we are here. We are live now. We are talking X-Men. Tolerance is Extinction. This was a brutal episode. You didn't like it, Debbie?
oh no, it's fine.
Oh, okay. You're
The
just yawning.
ending, I'm
The ending.
tired.
Yeah, I hear you.
The ending. If what's happening that I think is happening,
If what's happening is what you think is happening is actually happening, then I think I said that right. Then yes, then if I remember what's happening, then what's happening actually happened in the comic book. So they're staying straight. They're staying.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they're staying in line with it. So because there was a period, but
Yeah, because I was like, are they really doing that?
it was brutal for a kids show. You've got to remember. Okay, well, let's stop and think about this. You're dealing with X-Men '97. This was a show that was on in the mid to late '90s. The kids that grew up watching this show are like in their 30s now. The ones that remember it, the ones that enjoyed it. They're probably in their 30s and 40s now. So
They're the ones that's watching this.
so they have matured. The storytelling has matured. Debbie, it looks like your head is on Professor X's body. Just that's great. And he's wearing a tie and a green jacket. It's awesome.
I planned that.
Of course you did. Of course you did. So we're going to talk a little bit about X-Men '97 here in just a minute. I've got to back my screens up here. I'm looking for. We did have some Marvel news to get to today. We had some casting announcements for the new Fantastic Four movie. We know that. Excuse me. Ralph Ineson, as I think that's how you say his name, has been cast as Galactus.
I have no idea who exciting. He is.
I have no clue either.
I didn't.
And then Paul Walter
didn't even have
Hauser,
a chance to look him up.
Oh, go ahead.
I said I didn't even have a chance to look up to see what else he's done.
Yeah. I actually, you know what? Let me do that right now. But Paul Walter Hauser has also been cast in an unknown role.
Don't know who
as
he
has
is.
John Malkovich. John Malkovich has also been cast. I have no idea who Paul Walter Hauser is either. Let's see here. So, oh really? He was a Ravager pilot in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Who?
Ralph Ineson. It just says Ravager pilot. Doesn't say which one.
Well, I could have been one of 30 people.
Yeah, I know, right? It looks like he's been in a whole bunch of just like B horror movies. He looks like he's done a lot of voice work too. He was in that. He was in that sad Willow sequel.
Oh, okay.
He was in The Northman. That was a movie I do remember, but I never saw it. It was one of those ones I kind of wanted to, but.
So I wonder if he's just mainly been a side character or voiceover.
It looks like he's done a lot of like B movies or smaller He was in Doctor Doolittle, the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doolittle. He was in the Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, which that was the dark. If I recall correctly, that was the Dark Crystal sequel. Yeah, I mean, it's just a. It's either a bunch of voiceover work. He was in Ready Player One. Oh, he was in The Last Jedi.
As what?
A senior First Order officer.
One of 1,000.
One of a bazillion. In fact, wait a minute. I might have his minifigure right here somewhere. So there you go. He's been in a lot of. I mean, stuff. Kingsman, The Secret Service. He's been in a few that I've like heard of, but I never saw. And then he's been in a whole bunch, like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. He was, and obviously that's voiceover for a video game. He was in Game of Thrones.
Really? As who?
Dagmar Cleftjaw. I don't know. I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
I did. It doesn't ring a bell.
It's on my list of things.
He's playing Galactus, right? So it's mostly voice.
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
He was in so he was in Titanic. Not the Leo DiCaprio one. The TV miniseries that came out about the same time as the movie did, with all I remember was it had Tim Curry in it. But it was a miniseries about the passengers on the Titanic and then the wreck and everything. So, and it came out like the same year or the year after the movie did. It was like, who? Moneymaker. Let's make some more money.
I was gonna say, I don't
It was just,
remember
yeah,
seeing that.
it was made for TV. I saw it. Same thing happened. The boat hit an iceberg. It crashed, sunk. A bunch of people died.
So the story didn't change.
They didn't take any artistic liberties with it. How about that?
Gotcha.
So anyway, so we do have some new stuff. I believe this is set for 2026. No, I'm sorry, 2025. July 25th, 2025 is when is expected. So they join, obviously, Pedro Pascal and Joseph Quinn and Vanessa Kirby and Julia Garner. My phone's going off. It's the family-in-law. They got nothing. You guys are killing me.
Family drama?
No. Somebody sent out a TikTok and everybody's got a comment on it.
Boy.
So anyway, all right, before we talk X-Men, let's do our intro. Let's do our video. And that's not our video. This one is. Let's do our intro, then we'll get started on the X-Men. Yay! And if you notice, Andrew is not here tonight. He is, as Debbie said, is it bad weather? And as I said, yes, it's bad weather. He's under it. So he's feeling a little under the weather, if you will, this evening. So he has opted to sit out. We wish him the best. Get better, Andrew. Get back here. You know, all that fun stuff. X-Men 97. So we left off and Magneto had basically shut down the world. I guess I didn't realize to the extent, you know, when they said he zapped everything, I was thinking of, did you ever see Escape from LA? with Kurt Russell?
Probably many moons ago. Although I
Okay.
did see it on Netflix or Hulu, and I thought, oh, I should watch that. But then I was like, well, I should watch the original first. So.
That's one of those movies that a lot of people hated, but that's one of my guilty pleasure movies. Just because I thought in the theater, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious.
So not as good as the
Not as good as the
original.
first one, no, but it had its moments. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, it all ended with Snake Plissken actually setting off some kind of device that zapped all the electricity in the world. And the last thing he does is take a match and light a cigarette and says, "Welcome to the human race." And then it cuts. Then you get the rock and roll music plays and the credits roll, and it's no, 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 no. It's awesome. But I guess I didn't realize that Magneto didn't necessarily just magnetic pulse everything. He like literally stopped the world. Apparently, I mean, he's done something with the magnetic pole of the Earth, and now it's like, okay, we're on a time schedule because everything's about to go to pot. Charles is in a regular wheelchair because his yellow hover thing don't
Motorized.
work. Yeah. But everybody gets back together. Kitty, kitty. Dumb.
Yes, that was Chewie's tail.
She knows that I'm here. That's what it is. She's just
She knows when the camera's on.
she's sitting here marking the. She's like, this is mine, and this is mine,
Yeah.
and part of this is mine.
She's like, it's time for my 5 minutes of fame.
That's right. That's right. So so basically they're breaking you get everybody's coming back together, everybody's happy and excited. um they're going to split into two teams. Half of them are going to go try and stop Bastion and Master Mold, and the other half are going to go try and stop Magneto. Why does he keep calling him Magnus? Is that
I
like
don't know. I
it's
was
driving me crazy.
confused. I was like, I thought maybe that was something that he did in the comics, because I never remember him doing that in the movies.
No, it
But
was
I was
always
like,
Eric. He called him Eric. He called him by his
yeah,
name.
yeah, because the first couple times he said it, I was like, who the hell's Magnus? Did I miss something?
But I wonder if that's a moniker or a superhero name that he took when he changed the costume. Because his costume has the big M on it now. You can see kind of sort of behind us. So I wonder if he's changed from Magneto to Magnus. I don't know.
It's still weird.
I don't like it. I like Magneto.
And you would think they would explain it, because I don't remember them saying anything in the last episode about him changing his name, did they?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't know. I just found it very weird that all of a sudden he would start calling him Magnus, unless he's meaning it as an insult of some sort.
Let's see here. I'm actually looking it up right now. Magneto has a long and sordid backstory in the main Marvel universe. When he met Charles in Israel post World War II, he's going by Eric Magnus. I'm not even going to try to say that last name. A name
So
he
is
had
it a
chosen.
middle name?
A name he had chosen to sever in his pre-war identity. He had married with a Romanian woman who had also survived the Holocaust. He apparently wanted to clean break. Eric Magnus had a proper trial. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's like his middle name. So why wouldn't he be calling him Eric then? I guess maybe because that's what he called him in the movies, and it's a different world. I don't know. I honestly, even in the cartoons back in the '90s, I don't remember him calling him Magnus. I remember him calling him Magneto quite a bit, but
Yeah. Well, I think he's called him Magneto even in this episode, and then all of a sudden it was just like, flipped a switch and started calling him Magnus.
yeah. So anyway, so they go to stop Magneto. I'm gonna be old school. I'm gonna call him Magneto
I
because that's who
agree.
he
I
is.
don't like Magnus.
I'm not a big fan, so we'll call him Magneto. They go to stop Magneto, and of course we get the what did they call it? The Meteor M. That's a big to do. His floating base or whatever that
Oh
appears
yeah.
above the mansion. Oh, but everybody shows up and everybody gets cool new costumes. Everybody gets new costumes, and they're all kind of the retro costumes, like old school. Cyclops has a hood. Uh, Wolverine's in brown and yellow instead of blue and yellow. We get a cool line from Cyclops. Not a big fan of Cyclops, but we get that cool line. You didn't like it?
No, I just don't like Cyclops.
Oh,
I think I've mentioned that several times
I
during
think you
this
have, yeah. During this thing,
series
yeah. No,
and the movies.
Cyclops's line. I mean, it was a throwback to the movies. He gave Cable his uniform, his X-Men uniform, blue and yellow, of course. You want me to wear this to the circus or something? And he says, "What would you rather be wearing? Black leather?" Because they were wearing black leather in the first X-Men movie, and he said, "What do you want to be wearing? Blue and yellow spandex?"
Mm-mm.
Clever, clever. Um, the team that goes to get so they show up and Magneto basically lays out his plan. They don't trust us, blah blah blah. It's the same old story, same old song and dance. And he says, "Who will join me?" He basically draws a line in the sand. Who's going to go with me and who's going to stay? And we lose Rogue and
Again, this is the
again.
second time she's betrayed. I don't like her anymore. This is the
Not
second
only
time.
betrayed, but giving it up for the older man.
I'm just like, I mean, I got ticked off in the movies when Mystique, left Charles and went with Magneto. I was like,
Yeah.
and so this just pissed me off because this is the second time in one season
That Rogue's gone
Yeah, Rogue.
rogue.
Yeah,
But
I
too,
was not happy.
and it's right on the heels of Storm coming back too. And I thought that would have been a huge catalyst for her with Storm coming back and she's got her powers back and now we're all together, now we're family kind of thing and it just I don't know, it just wasn't meant to be. And Sunspot left. My parents sold me out to the Sentinels. They collared me. What am I supposed to? What's left for me here? Me. Well, yeah, but you're Jubilee. That doesn't that doesn't mean anything. You got me.
That was hilarious because I was like, nobody cares about you, Jubilee.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
Watch out! You shoot sparkle. Oh,
Oh man, by the end of this series, I know we only got one episode left, but I'm beginning to wonder if I'm going to like anybody by the time this is over. Because I just keep chucking them off.
well, see, this is why, and I've said this many times. They keep talking about how are we going to introduce the X-Men into the MCU? How are they going to redo? How are they going to do the X-Men? And every time that they kind of touch on the X-Men within the MCU, it's always like we've got the Deadpool movie coming up, and it's Wolverine. Now we know that's a multiversal story, so that's going to be Wolverine. But even at the end of the Marvels, you had Kelsey Grammer's Beast,
Mhm.
and in Multiverse of Madness, you had Charles Xavier being played by Patrick Stewart, which was he was Charles in the movies. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, we don't need those X-Men in the movies. I don't want those X-Men in the movies. Those X-Men have told their story. They're fine. Their stories are good. Don't get me wrong. I want you to recast the X-Men. I want new faces in. That way that they can, because what's his name? Hugh Jackman has already said, he hung up the claws at one point. He's like, I'm done playing Wolverine. And then he talks to Ryan Reynolds and all right, I'll do one more, just one more, and that's it. And I'm going to come back for Wolverine and Deadpool. And it's like, I get it. He's old. He's getting old. He doesn't want to play that part forever. I understand that.
It's
That's
hard
why
on his body too.
yeah, and I'm looking at it going, this is why we need to recast everybody. Not necessarily because I want more accurate characters that were like in the comics, Wolverine only being 5'2" and everything. So,
but seriously, how many actors? And I'm going to look this up. Let's see, actors who are, what'd you say, 5'2"?
I think that was his height. I'm
Whoops.
fairly certain.
Learn how to.
Actually, there's a lot of them that are short. I saw something on TikTok the other day, and I'm like taller than most of the Marvel cast, most of the MCU.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, that would be an interesting Wolverine, wouldn't it?
I don't know if I can handle that. I really don't. Just the voice alone, I just don't think.
Get a woman to play it.
No.
Keira Knightley, she has range.
No. Was there a woman Wolverine?
X-23, if kind of, but
well, her I liked.
I read my X-23 comic books back issues that I bought the other day for free comic book day. Yeah, they weren't very good. And I know I was disappointed. The only reason I bought them was because it was one of them had the Stan Lee commemorative cover on it after he passed, and I read the book and I was just like, this is kind of dumb. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm glad I didn't spend much on them. But the Mighty Thor 411 was really good. The one with Juggernaut. I thought that was you.
Let's see. And I love this guy, but I just don't see him as Wolverine. Rami Malek. He played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. I love him, but
yeah,
he's 5'7". What the hell?
I mean, you can
fudge it.
You can fudge it a little bit, but like Hugh Jackman, he's like 6'1" or 6'2". I mean, he's like way off.
Here, Jason Alexander, George from. That would be hilarious. Oh my goodness!
He's too old. Can't do it.
Oh man.
I always thought, what's his name from Walking Dead? I can't think of his name now. I can't even think of it. No, not Rick. I always thought he should, but he's Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus.
Oh yeah, he's getting too
old. He would have been an amazing if they would have caught him way back at the first part of Walking Dead when that first started. He would have been amazing because he's the right size. He's got the right demeanor. He rides a motorcycle for crying out loud. I mean, he would have been an awesome.
Here we go. Jack Black. I think he would be halfway decent.
I don't. we would have a Kung Fu Panda Wolverine.
Let's see. There's Scott Conn. Oh my God, his name just went right out of my head. His dad is a Conn. Caan.
James Caan's kid.
James Conn, yeah. Yeah. Elf, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I don't like him. Tom Cruise.
He's too old. No, he's too old.
Oh lordy. Danny DeVito,
He's too old too.
Peter Dinklage.
I
But he's like 4'4".
was gonna say he's too short.
Yeah. Jesse Eisenberg. I don't like him.
No, he ruined Lex Luthor. So right,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
No.
Martin Freeman, The Hobbit.
He again the age thing. Can't do it because of the age.
Yeah, there's Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah,
No.
whatever.
No.
See, there's just not, people want comic book accurate, but it's like, okay, well, you got to have some actors that are that height.
But and I'm gonna ask this: why not take the George Lucas approach and just hire a bunch of nobodies? Hire a bunch of people that nobody's heard of.
Seth Green.
No. Oh, Seth. I think the age thing's got him too. Because I mean, he would have been the right age like 20 years ago. But he's and again, he's more comedy than.
Oh, well, here's one I would go for: Kit Harington. Yeah.
All right.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Well, there you go. We have cast Wolverine. You are welcome, Marvel. Thank you.
Yeah, there's just not that much to choose from. Sorry.
You could hire Tom Cruise to play Cyclops.
Oh, God.
I'd be fine with that. Then I could hate him all over again.
Yeah, but Cyclops is tall, isn't he?
They made Tom Cruise look like he was tall in Jack Reacher. They had him stand on boxes and stuff.
Toby Jones. Wayne Knight.
Newman.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's just not.
Oh, Wayne Knight's going to be at Fan Expo this year. Woo!
Well, you can ask him if he would ever play
again the age thing with him.
Age thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just all these other people I don't know. Oh, there's the Stranger Kid things. Stranger Things kid. What the hell did I just say?
Kids things.
Curly hair.
Yeah. I think he's going to be at Fan Expo too.
Gatton Matarazzo. He's 5'5". And I like him. I've seen him in other stuff.
That might not be too bad.
James McAvoy. If I can't have him as Charles Xavier, I'll take him as Wolverine. I love McElroy.
I was actually reading something on that scene from Deadpool 2 was actually filmed while they were filming Dark Phoenix, I think is what it said. That scene wasn't, I mean, it was just a blue screen when they filmed Deadpool 2, but they had filmed the scene
gotcha.
During, I think Dark Phoenix was shooting at the time. I don't remember. Well, it might have been Apocalypse, but I think it was Dark Phoenix.
Joe Pesci.
Age again. Age.
How old is he supposed to be?
It doesn't matter. You've got to have him at least. I mean, Wolverine is like hundreds and hundreds of years old. I'll give him that. But he needs to look young, and the actor himself needs to be young so that he can play the part for many years without.
Daniel Radcliffe. He's 5'5".
Well, that might not be too bad. Of
course, that rumor's been flying around for years.
He played Weird Al Yankovic, so yeah, he could do it. And Harry Potter. Huh. That might not be too bad.
Yeah, that's about all I can find. Oh, Danny Trejo. There you go.
Way too old. Danny Trejo's short?
Whoops. 5'6".
Oh
He's about
Lord,
my height.
he's shorter than I am.
He don't look short on TV.
Nobody looks short on TV. I'm
Elijah Wood.
eh,
He's too cute.
yeah. He's not rough enough. He doesn't have the
Grit.
yeah. I mean, even
So
those Lord of the Rings movies where I mean he didn't have it. He was always in trouble. It's like, do something, Frodo. You're killing me here.
yeah.
Quit
So if
being
you're wanting a well-known actor for Wolverine, those are your choices.
well, and honestly, like I said, I would have no problem at all with them hiring a bunch of I've never even seen this guy in anything, and then
Well,
have them
I
surprise me.
wish they would do that more often because, like, when the Avengers first came out, outside of Robert and Samuel Jackson, I think those were the only two I really even had heard of. Never heard of
Yeah,
Tom Hiddleston. Chris Hemsworth, never heard of him. I mean, that's just me personally.
just
But
during that first phase in general,
yeah.
because I mean, you had what's his name as Whiplash in Iron Man 2. He was kind of a
Oh, Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. He was kind
Oh,
of a bit
Lord.
well, and then in the first Iron Man,
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah. So I mean, you had some namesake in there. Pepper was a big name. Gwyneth Paltrow. She was well established. But the thing with it is it was like George Lucas. When George Lucas made Star Wars, he had Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill, and nobody had heard of any of those guys. So what do? Well, you
Well,
put Alec Guinness. Well, Harrison Ford, yes, because he had been in American Graffiti, but again, he wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is a list Hollywood celebrity kind of thing. So
oh yeah, he was just the guy that was around the set
yeah,
doing repairs to people's houses.
yeah, and then but it's like, well, we need some kind of name to kick this off. And so who do you get? You get Alec Guinness and Peter Cushing to play the older mentor roles, both on the good and the bad side, kind of thing. So you got some names there that you can throw into it. Let it build itself on these smaller names, and then once it's built, then you can start adding. I mean, then you can start adding the big names to it. Once you're past phase one of the Avengers and everybody knows who these guys are now. Now in phase two, we can start putting the bigger stars within the movies. So
Yeah, I mean, ScarJo, I'd never heard of her. I don't remember seeing her in anything. Chris Evans, the only thing I had seen him in was Fantastic Four.
you didn't see not another teen movie? If you ever want to see a movie with Chris Evans with
Is
whipped
that the
cream,
one where he's naked
he's got whipped cream on his nipples. He's got whipped cream on his
thing?
special no zone, and in his back door he got a banana sticking out. So if you ever want to see Chris Evans with a banana up his butt, watch not another teen movie.
I think I've seen that, but I mean,
Oh,
was
I
he
haven't.
even well known back then?
No. Again, no
Okay.
name. He was that was one of those dumb stupid comedies that they made billions of them to where it's
Kind of
like,
like
oh
American Pie.
no, because American Pie was different. American Pie was, oh, that's a funny movie, and it's a seriously funny movie. This is like the spoof movie. The Not Another
Okay.
Teen movie was like Airplane and the Naked Gun movies and
Ah,
things like that, to where it's like, oh, this is just a dumb, oh, I'm spoofing teen movies at this point. So I'm gonna see 16 Candles in there. I'm gonna see She's All That in there. I'm gonna see
gotcha.
Molly Ringwald sitting there saying, "Oh, teenagers." So, you know,
But my point is, they weren't very well known.
no, none of them were. None of them were. I mean, Robert and Robert, I mean, that was a big kick for him because he was coming off of a stint in rehab. So, I mean, that's just he turned his life around kind of thing. Ed Norton may have been fairly well known at that point when he did the first Hulk movie, but even still, they changed it to Mark Ruffalo, and Mark Ruffalo, you're like, who is this?
Oh, I knew Mark Ruffalo.
I had no clue, no idea.
I knew him from like rom coms, like 13 going on 30.
Well, there you go. That's why I had
I
no
love
clue.
that movie. Jennifer Garner.
Don't care.
Oh,
So you're
such a good
telling me
movie.
Elektra and Hulk were in a movie together?
Yeah, and they got married. Spoiler alert. Yeah, it's a cute movie. I like it.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to rush out to go see it. Sorry.
It's usually on Netflix or something.
Actually, I think my brother has it on Plex because his wife made him put it on there. But I think that's
See?
one of the ones I've seen.
It's a good movie.
Okay.
It's just a nice, don't have to think about it. It's funny. It's romantic.
I'd rather not think about it, period. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. X-Men. Let's get back to the X-Men real quick. Basically, there's a fight on two fronts at this point. You've got half of them trying to defeat Bastion and Master Mold, whose Sentinels were not affected by. Basically, they're trying to pull the plug on all the Sentinels. They figure if they can get Bastion, then it'll turn off all the Sentinels, basically. And
there is a part there where I was confused. I'm not even sure I understood what was going on, but because they went in to try and get Bastion, but then he had other Sentinels, and I think it was Wolverine that might have said, I thought Magneto shut all these things off.
No. Wolverine was with Magneto, but yes, you're right. There was one that said, I thought he shut all these things off, and it turns out that he
has telepathy.
Mechanical
telepathy or something.
Mechanical telepathy or something like that.
Yeah. Now, was he controlling Cable?
Yes, I think so.
And how was he controlling Cable?
Because Cable has that virus in him. Remember
okay, all right. I'm with you now.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to go with. Because he was controlling Cable because Cable started attacking Jean. And,
right.
Oh, you're not my mom. My mom was a world class. I'm going to say psychiatrist.
Blah, blah. Yeah.
It wasn't whatever. I can't talk
whatever.
either.
It's Monday, folks. It's been a long day. Coming off Mother's Day weekend. I'm tired.
Everybody's tired. So, you got more fronting in there looking like Sinister, and of course, know your part. That was good. I like that. Know your part. Sinister is the kind of snake who would only look out for himself. He wouldn't try to save others. Then you've got the other group attempting to fight Magneto. Jean, I'm guessing Jean is killed by Cable.
It kind of looked at it, or it looked like it because she vanished.
But it wasn't. There's no body. And she also sent out a note to Scott, and Scott was panicked because it was almost like he knew, kind of thing. So
yeah, it's like she dissolved or got snapped. She dusted.
Oh, that would have been interesting, huh? So anyway, so she's gone. I thought the fight between it was Charles and Scott and Wolverine and Magneto, all three of them duking it out. Oh, I guess Jubilee was there too, but whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, I
Whatever.
didn't mean to hurt you. Watch out, she sparkles. I'm gonna throw my glitter at you. And I would have been like, yeah, you're not doing anything. Pow! But
I just don't get how that's a superpower.
I really don't either. I
I don't understand it at all.
No clue. But anyway, Magneto loses his helmet, throws Wolverine off. He hit
Wolverine ripped it off.
Yeah, which is great because I've always thought that was the funniest thing, and really, I don't think it was addressed in the original cartoons. I know it was addressed in the first movie because I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. We're gonna send as part of the attack team against Magneto a guy whose entire skeleton is made of metal. Yes, that's how we're going to fix
people
this.
Think.
when he does this in the movie, he's like, let's point those claws somewhere where they can't hurt anything. And he's like, got him like this. And he's like, and what are you gonna do? Huh? You can't do anything because he's Magneto. He controls metal. No. Bad writers. Bad. But again, he gets the drop on him. I mean, he throws him off. He throws his helmet. Charles attacks, but then Scott is an idiot and stops him. No, they need more time. They're fine. They're fine. They're going to have time. Y'all are in different spaces. Let him do his thing. Let him. I mean, I guess Scott was like, no, they need more time to pull the plug so that when we turn Earth back on, the Sentinels don't come back on. I don't know. But at that point, too, you'd seen Bastion carrying his mom, and you can assume that most, if not all of those living Sentinels were dead. So I'm confused as to how that was all working. And of course,
Scott's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Scott's like Star-Lord in Infinity War. Where's Gamora? Where's Gamora?
Don't touch my Star-Lord. But Scott, yeah, just another reason why I don't like him.
So he stops Professor X. They need more time. Of course, Magneto throws the helmet on Professor X, so he can't do anything, which that makes sense too. It's like, why didn't you do that to start with? Oh, I'm protecting me. Why don't you just protect everybody and put that helmet on Charles and block everything? Block him from doing anything. You don't have to worry about it. And Wolverine jumps from behind, and of course, you see the claws come out. Oh! And this is the end of the show because he flings him off, and if it's true to the comics, he is pulling the adamantium out of his body. So all of his claws, and I do recall this from the comic books way back in I don't remember if it was the late 80s or early 90s, to where Wolverine did for a while go back to his bone claws. And that was because Magneto had seen Wolverine as too much of a threat, and so he pulled all the adamantium out of his body.
But wouldn't it kill him?
Wolverine's got that healing factor. That's why they put the adamantium into him to start with.
I don't know. I mean, we didn't see too much of it there at the end, but I'm just like, skin was starting to split, and I was like, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
But
well, he survived an atomic blast in the movie.
I know. But Magneto, can he survive the claws going through his body? He doesn't have a healing factor, does he?
I don't think so, but I think that I'm wondering if, you can still live for a while with a gut shot, basically. And he got him from behind. He may have come through and collapsed
like a lightsaber.
Yeah, to where it doesn't kill you right away, but you're gonna die. but he's got enough time to, while he's dying, to pull all the adamantium out of his body. So, and like I said, if it's true to form of the comic books, which I believe it is, then yes, that did happen in the comic books. We jumped back to the bone claws for a period. And I honestly think he went back through it again at some point just to get the adamantium back. Because, bone claws are still bone claws, and bones can break. So with adamantium, they don't break. Sure. Why not? Well, there it is.
Unless you have a laser sword.
Unless you have a laser sword. I'm
happened in
Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
The Wolverine, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one where he goes to Japan, right?
Right. Right.
And then that guy he had saved turns on him and cuts off his claws.
The Silver Samurai.
Yeah.
So
weird storyline.
So, and we get this really twisted picture and skin splinting, and then boom, roll credits. And I liked this one because yes, it was a lot more mature. The fighting was a lot more mature. The violence was a lot more mature. But also I love the fact that we know that this is a 3-parter. And always in the middle chapter is when things are just going completely to crap. I mean, Empire Strikes Back was like that. You just know that it's the second act of a 3-act play, and we've got to be put in some kind of peril. And they were in a lot of peril here. So I think they have captured the storytelling part of this properly. And
it'll be interesting to see what happens next week in the season finale.
And actually, now that we don't have any Star Wars shows to watch, Bad Batch or anything, I'll probably be able to watch the season finale like on Wednesday when it releases. I'm not going to wake up early to watch it, but for me, X-Men was always okay. I'll wait till Saturday morning and watch it with my bowl of cereal. But this one I might watch normal. So we'll see. Did we miss anything, Debbie? Other than chasing huge rabbits as far as who's tall enough
casting Wolverine.
Casting Wolverine, rom-coms.
I thought the casting Wolverine was fun.
I just had a thought. Had a thought. Well, I'll have to talk to you offline about that. I was just having a thought. So, anyway. That is, we got everything. We're good. Talked about everything you wanted to talk about.
Yep.
Okay, shameless plugs. What do we got tonight?
Tomorrow night is the Sith Dominion. They are talking about Morgan and Barriss. I don't know if it's necessarily related to Tales of the Empire, but I think just as them as characters.
It's probably because of Tales of the Empire.
Yeah,
I would say.
Wednesday there'll be another episode dropping for War of the Stars. Thursday, have we decided what we're talking about for Star Wars Cantina?
We're having Cantina happy hour. Let's just say that. I just had like I said, I just had a thought. So,
alrighty, okay. So we don't know what we're talking. It's going to be a surprise, people. Pop in and see what the surprise is.
See what it is.
We don't know what we're talking about.
We don't even know.
Who knows where the conversation will go? Because it can go anywhere.
You know us. We're all over the place.
Yeah, we go down rabbit holes. And then Saturday is Geek Gauntlet. I don't think I forgot anybody. I think that's it. And then, of course,
are you doing
now.net?
Are you doing Federation Fridays?
No. John had to nix that.
Oh.
Family stuff.
Gotcha. All right. Yes, don't forget to check out our website, geeknewsnow.net. Check us out on all the socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever.
Tickety tock.
Tickety Talk. I gotta replace Twitch with Tickety Talk. Tickety Talk with Twitch.
Yeah, we don't do anything on Twitch.
We don't do. We used to do Twitch. We don't do Twitch anymore. So anyway, check us out on all the socials. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon for notifications so that you know when we do go live and we do cool stuff like this. That is going to be it for us tonight. Come back next Monday night when we're going to talk about the season finale of X-Men 97. Y'all have a great week, and we will.
Shit! Language.
No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language.
I know.
For gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon. You bet your ass.
Steve, he said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff? Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?